Hello, welcome back. This is Arunava Chaudhuri, and you are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. And today I've got another special guest for another interview, Anthony Andrews, with me, the man who just recently won the IWL title once more, this time with the Kolkata Giants, East Bengal FC. And first of all, Anthony, congratulations on winning it. And secondly, thank you for taking the time off your schedule.
Thank you for having me here. I mean, I'm really excited to see how it pans out and being very honest in whatever
And
I say.
that is always very, very important that you are honest in what you say. Again, congratulations on lifting the title. This time you won it with East Bengal club. What does it mean to you?
I mean, firstly, thank you so much lifting the IWL title again. This time with East Bengal. Obviously, it's incredibly special to me as a coach. But every title has its own story. I mean, and the process has its own story. This time, it made it very special with the help of the fans coming in the stand, which was very new in women's football. I think that really helped all of us, including the staff and the players, to put up a good show to win the title, and it made more easy for us because there are some people in the stand who are coming and watching you. I think that was the massive difference, I would say, this season.
And you're talking about the support of the fans, of the red and gold fans. How was it that they made tifos for you? There were flares and other things. I mean, things which are, you said it, you mentioned, and it's unusual for women's football in India. You see that in the men's game. You see that, especially in Kolkata, you see all of this. How was that for you? Not only for you, but how was it for the girls, for the women's, for your players?
I mean, when we all came in here, we did not expect this, obviously. But like you said, this is Kolkata, and anything can be anything can the fans do. And having a rich legacy with clubs like East Bengal, obviously, this feeling, including myself, was incredible. It's phenomenal. Never experienced such in women's game. Every single day, there was another, different personality I have seen in the players. Just because the people are coming, like you said, with tufo and chanting, coming in stand, cheering for their players, their fans, all these things, everything was new for the female players, definitely. So we enjoyed a lot. We wanted to play every game. We wanted to give everything, whatever is in our control, to make the fans happy. Like I said, even in the start when I came here, I want to see when people come, when they go back after the game, they should have a smiling face. And I think we've been very successful this season doing that.
But coming to that sporting side of things, how difficult was it for you? I mean, it looks like if you look at the results through the season, if people have followed how you played, you only lost one game to Gokulam Kerala out of 14. It looked like you were in control, you were in charge of things, and it looked like, yes, East Bengal is the team to beat. But how was it for you? How was it for the team?
Obviously, every game is different. Every challenges what we were facing was different. It might look very easy in front of the camera or in front of people because we started very well, and we started very well and we lost the third game. I mean, if I'm not wrong, against Gokulam. So everybody was thinking, all the players, all the fans, and everybody thought that we will win. But it was not easy, to be honest, as a team, to lead a team and to have that consistent performance from the players of what we want. We were digging every match was different, and we have to dig deep inside to plan, train, and everything. So it might look a little easy in front of people, but to be honest, it wasn't. It wasn't easy. I think the credit should go to the players who were fighting, who understood the culture so early, because we did not got much of preseason. We were together, and that made it more easy for me also to make my decisions little early, little quick, I would say. And I think, but the credit goes to the players and the staff who were understanding the process, who were fighting through and through for one another. Even when we lost, going back to Delhi and win, back-to-back away games and winning there, one narrow goal win. There were a lot of tough movement for us, but I think we all together have pulled together, including the staff, the management, whoever was working with us.
It's not your first IWL title. You've won the IWL with Gokulam Kerala as well. You were very, very successful down in Kerala as well. How was it different this time with East Bengal than how you won it with Gokulam Kerala?
If I compare with my time in Gokulam, Kerala, both clubs are massive. To be honest, they have achieved a lot in even in I League and even in IWL. East Bengal have a rich legacy in back in times with senior men's side, not with the women's, obviously. Gokulam, I felt that it was like more of building a standard, building an ecosystem of a female where there's a benchmark and there's a standard. But here, when I was coming to East Bengal, they already have a rich legacy. It's known. They have a huge history, with East Bengal. So coming here, they've already like the expectation was obviously high. Here to win every single game for us and for the fan was a challenge. But what made that difference is the fans who was coming from, I think the first game it was not even 100 people in the stand, but when we finished it were more than 500 600 people in the stand. So that I think was a massive what we have achieved, I would say.
And personally, I mean, you're now the most successful coach in the history of the IWL. It's a huge achievement to win multiple trophies in a league anywhere in the world, be it women's, be it men's. You've already achieved this. What does it personally mean for you that you've also validated yourself? You won it with Gokulam in the past. Now you've won it. You've built a new team at East Bengal to be able to win it. What does it mean to you personally, Anthony?
Honestly, I feel really proud of what I have achieved. But I also believe that this would not be possible without the people who are working with me, especially my staff and the management believing the person coming in. And always the young coaches have a question mark if that person can do it or no. But I think I've been very fortunate, or maybe you can say very lucky, to be around with people where they trust staff, management, and the players who have moved with me even in East Bengal. Uh, Without them, I would not have achieved that. But winning that, I think I still have a long way to prove myself. This is just a start. When I won the first title, everybody claimed, "Oh, he has the best team." Maybe, and they overlooked. I'm being very honest. Second season, that went a little down. They said, "Okay, again they have built a good team." Okay. Third season, I finished as a runner-up. Everyone forgot who was me, who was Anthony. Yeah, because we lost. We had a long season. We lost a lot of players, but at least we finished second in the group. Third season, when I was coming to East Bengal, it was not the way how I wanted to come to East Bengal, because I had a year contract, XYZ, XYZ. And then finally I have come. There was a lot of pressure on myself. Can I prove? And I really love to win. And I really like to win. And when I was building this, I was sure of what I was doing. And I'm irrespective of people, what they say or what they want to have perspective towards me, but I'm going to win everywhere where I want to, wherever I go, whether it's second division or top division. I'm going to give every bit of whatever it's in my control to win. So yeah, I'm proud of what, but again, it's a collective effort from everybody out who works and believes in me.
And now you've seen numerous seasons of the Indian Women's League. You've seen the growth of the Women's League and becoming a proper league in the last few years rather than being a tournament as it was in the past. How do you see the growth and development of the IWL? How important is it also for women's football in general? Yeah.
The growth is obviously there, but there are a lot of rooms to improve. When I say growth, obviously you can see a lot of young talents coming up. Now from last 2 seasons, the league is little bigger, like let's say for 4 or 5 months, the players are enjoying. But if you talk about the development, there is no development. Let me be very honest with you. Because you have 14 games to play, that's it. What do you, like in 14 games, where do you see the development? There is no development, right? And it's a still long way. How do we develop? Now if we have more number of games, so everybody gets a game time. Now we have, let's say, We have 4 weeks or 3 weeks of preseason, and we play. The dates are not fixed, nothing. When we get to know the dates, the team starts preparing because there is no investment, there's no proper infrastructure, and people are not investing, or they're not building an ecosystem or infrastructure nicely because there is no roadmap for the women's football. Yeah, it's just the league is running for the sake of doing it. But from the way from I think from 21 to now, there's a massive progress. But we also need to think, when I started it was, I think, 14-15 teams. Now it is 8 teams. Why? It should grow, but it's coming down. So there are a lot of things there. The development is there, and we all have to, even including myself, stakeholders, association, federation, everybody should have to get involved in this to think betterment for the women's football. But it's not happening. It's not happening, honestly. There is no podcast, there's no proper telecast. We are watching on some app, then we are watching on YouTube. I mean, there is a lot of things. So for as a player also, if you think we are just playing for, let's say, 3 or 4 months, 14 games, like I said, it's not enough. It's not enough. So the development, honestly, the development is not happening. Honestly. 14 games, 30 players, same players have to play, because if you want to win, and when you are investing, obviously you want to win. So if there are 3 or 4 clubs who are investing massively, they want to win. And everybody, even if you're not investing, all the club wants to win, right? And to settle down a team, to set 11, you need at least 2 or 3 games. Yeah, to set playing 11. We don't get even game. Like I said, we have only 3 or 4 week of preseason. How many matches you gonna play in that? 3 or 4 games. When we started, the competitive players get to understand one another, and then everybody start questioning a coach. Oh, this team is not playing. He have a star-studded players. He have this player. He have that player. He got foreign players. This player, and it's not working. But nobody understands that we got less time to work on them, and we are playing a competitive games now. Everybody wants to win, and we have to start thinking about how we need to win now. So I mean, we all need to stick to, like, we need to all come with a plan. Unless we don't do this, I don't see there is a development. And this is an example where we are going now, where we are heading. You can see the ranking, you can see the performances, individual players are performing, and there's a lot of, we are lacking in terms of coaches, in terms of in terms of financial for the players. There are a lot of things. There's no proper setup for a women's player. 6 months they are at home, either they are doing the national duty, or they're sitting just home, or either someone going to the job.
And that is a big problem. And you mentioned it, the issues and problems of women's football. If the AFF came to you tomorrow and said, Anthony, you've won multiple times the IWL, you're a successful coach in the system, we want to have your ideas. Is an IWL rather saying to expand it by the number of teams, or would you rather say, okay, let's have a third, maybe a 4th round of matches against the same teams? Let's say keep 8 teams and you play 4 times against others. What would you say as a coach? What would be better, to have a 12, maybe a 14-team league, or rather have 8 teams and they play maybe 3 times or maybe 4 times against each other?
See, whatever is it, let the federation decide that. If they can get more teams, or what we want is more number of games for the players. Now you play 4 times or 3 times, because 14 games are not enough for any players to develop, right? It's not. Now you get 12 teams or you get 20 teams. We want more number of games so that we develop these players. If they develop, it's good for our country. But if you play 14 games and we expect these players to play at a higher level and perform and win every single game, it's very difficult. Yeah. So whatever is it, you make, if you have less team, you find a solution. You have given a very good solution that we play three times, or maybe you can play 4 times. That is also okay. If we are okay in planning, if we are good in planning, we can do this. At the end of the day, we need more game time to these players so that they develop. It's simple.
You speak about these important aspects of the women's game, and where do you see Indian women's football at this moment? You've been as a coach around, you've seen it, you know a lot of the players. Where does Indian women's football stand in the year 2025?
If I'm being very honest, I don't see ourselves going ahead. Now, the reason I say this is because we are starting now. that we have started thinking now that we want more youngsters. We want to get more youngsters to the team, and we need to move some of the players. Right? That is what the plan is. Or maybe if the person is not, let's put like this: if the person is not performing, we will put them out. Maybe X Y Z reason. But now, if you get a 22 years old player now or a 23 years old player, and you aim for 2031, by the time this player will turn 27. Now, what are you going to say again back in 27? That you need more young players? So where are we heading? These youngsters, they don't have game time. Yeah. And you expect them to play where they're not even competing in the IWL, and you expect them to play at a higher level? There's no chance. They're not able to compete in the local league. Okay. And you want them to compete against an Asian team also. It's very difficult. So honestly, we have to have a mix of players where there is experience, and I think in the national team there are experiences now. But it's up to you as a coach or as a federation how you're going to use them. But like I said, if you keep all the youngs, they are the future. But we need to understand this. After 5 years, if you think for 2031, they will turn 27, 28. Out of the 30 players, how many players going to sustain? How many players will be surviving there? Now, girls have a lot of challenges. Because 27, they have to get married. No financial support. All these things will put them in what? Just drop football, go settle their life, do education or do a day job or whatever and earn money. Some players we have where they come from a very rural background. At the end of the day, everybody runs down to financial, because if you don't have financial, how are you going to sustain? And even if you sacrifice everything, what are they getting after 5 years? What is the guarantee that these people will survive? What is the guarantee? So you we need this transition, whatever we need this. Okay, but we need to see 2031 or 2029 or whatever ahead, just not thinking now what is happening. If you want to move, you move together. If you don't want to move, you stay there. So at this moment, I feel there are a lot of areas where we need to develop, not only as a nation but as clubs or whatever, XYZ, whoever is contributing in whichever way in women's football.
I think very, very important words that you've said, Anthony. And I hope that the right people at the AFF are listening to what you said, because otherwise women's football would lose out. I mean, I always say, I think 3.5 years ago when we were hosting the AFC Women's Asian Cup, we thought we might go to a World Cup, and today that, it looks tough to even get to the Asian Cup. And I think that's the reality of women's football. I have a final question for you, because that will be one that the East Bengal fans will have. Are you staying for the new season or not? Is there something to be announced, or is that something which you have to still to decide?
No, as of now, I have a contract now for this season till May 2026. We haven't spoken on how things will go ahead, but right now, the first primary job is the AFC. We are preparing for that, and we want to start the preseason soon. So all my focus is on preseason. We really want to do good there at the Asian stage. So at this moment, this is there.
So Anthony, I thank you for your time and
Thank you
for
so
your
much, sir,
honest
for having me.
words. And as always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. And this is my interview with Anthony Andrews, the head coach of the East Bengal women's team. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.